Get started. So first, just a couple reminders. Again, make sure you're doing the dynamic warm-up before jumping on these calls. You are moving with us, so make sure your camera's on, you're ready to move, ready to get going. Again, that dynamic warm-up can be found on the YouTube channel. If you don't remember the whole thing, you can follow along and do that. Okay? So, starting out today, we're going to go through our second of three in our shoulder strengthening series. This one you can do with a band. So if you remember from Thursday's call, we went through the shoulder strengthening exercises you can do. If you have a weight, 1 to 3 pound weight, can of food, anything you can use as weight. Okay, if you didn't have anything, maybe the can of food wasn't quite heavy enough. Okay, but you do have a band. Today we'll be going through a lot of the same exercises you can do with a band. So a piece of tubing, okay, if you got something like this, great. If not, you can get something like this at the hardware store, some surgical tubing, even just some kind of band, resistance band, anything will work to provide a little resistance here. Okay, so you won't need a band today. Again, we're just going through the motion, so you'll be doing with me, whether you have a band or not, once you're doing them, so we can kind of watch, make sure we're doing them right. Okay, so if you did have a tubing like this or a band, you'd make a loop in it with a knot. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but this way you can loop it around a pole, stick it through, secure it, or if you put it on the outside of that door handle, okay, then you can close that door and nice and double secure. Okay. So, if you got, loop it around something, we would start out with our external rotations. Okay, so again, if you don't have a band, all you're doing is you're keeping that elbow down at your side, into your side, bringing that band away from you. So externally rotate in that shoulder joint here, pulling out, keeping that elbow in at your side, keeping the arm at 90. Okay, important we do these correctly. So we're really focusing on the smaller rotator cuff muscles. Okay, if we start doing these incorrectly here, okay, my arm comes out away from my side, lats, shoulders, start to engage a little bit, and I'm not using those smaller muscle groups that I'm trying to strengthen. Okay, to keep that shoulder in place. Okay, the next one you do internal rotation. So same movement here, just the resistance is changing. So now I'm pulling that resistance towards my body here. Okay, I'm not dropping that hand, not pulling this elbow away from my body. Just pulling that resistance in, pulling that band towards me. Okay, make sure you control it on the way in and on the way out. Okay, you don't want to control it in and then let that band pull you back. Okay, we'll work both directions, going back and forth. Okay, next one you do our horizontal internal external rotation. Okay, so these ones should look familiar from our dynamic warm-up, our goalpost, okay, or from last week with the hand weights when we were on our back, doing our goalpost with the weights. Same exact thing, but now I'm taking that band, okay, and I'm pulling that band away from me or towards me, okay, to rotate externally. Okay, so notice I'm not dropping this elbow, okay, I'm keeping this elbow high, keeping that arm at 90 degrees, so I'm not coming down, okay, or as I come back up, not moving that elbow at all, okay. You would turn away from the band to get that internal rotation here. Again, same exact movement, just resistant changes. Okay. And then the next one you would do, you can loop it through so you have the bands in both hands. Or if you got a shorter band, you can do one at a time, either way. Okay, you can stand up nice and tall. Pull the shoulders back as far as you can, pinching the shoulder blades. Elbows back. Okay, you start with the palms down, finish with the palms face up. Okay, really focusing on that contraction at the end in the shoulder blades. Okay, so all you're doing here, palms down, palms back or up as my elbows come back. Okay, really trying to bring those elbows back as far as I can. Okay, and then next one you do, you take that band off. You do our pull aparts. Okay, you got your band. And how close those hands are or far apart kind of depends on the resistance of your band. Okay, we want just enough resistance with our band here. We'll start with our palms facing forward, just enough resistance as we come out. We can get here, not too easy, okay, but just enough resistance where we're getting here. What we want to avoid is having it too much resistance, and we got to start bending the arms, kind of getting the back more engaged here. Okay, it should be easy enough to where you can get up to 12, 15 reps before you start feeling a burn in the shoulders. Again, we want to do light resistance, higher reps where we'd be doing about 15 to 20 of these. Okay. And then the next one after that, you'd step on your band, empty the cans, just like we did with our weight last week. So if you got, if you pretend you have a soda can, you're dumping that soda out, or that can of beans, okay, you're having for dinner, thumbs down, and then you raise those pinkies up, out at a 45-degree angle here. Okay, so we're not coming straight out, not forward yet, out at a 45, focusing on keeping the shoulders down, and then not extending past shoulder height. Okay. Okay, because what we want to avoid is, again, too much resistance or going up shoulder height, above shoulder height, to where, our traps start engaging, the bigger muscle groups start taking over. Okay, again, we just want to isolate the rotator cuff muscles here. Okay, the last two we got straight arm raise. So the first one, you go out to the side laterally here, keeping the arms straight, and again, just going to shoulder height. Okay, and then the last one, same exact thing, out to the front. Okay, so again, not going past shoulder height, keeping the arms straight, up and down. Okay, nice job. And again, that's just another option if you don't have hand weights, but you do have bands, something you can do to keep those shoulders healthy. Whether you're coming off of shoulder injuries, you got short shoulders, okay, trying to strengthen them back up, or if you're just trying to prevent, shoulder injuries. Either way, we should be doing this about 3 times a week. Okay, moving on to our 3 movements today. So we've got upper body. We'll be going through the dips. This is where it said in the email, you'll need the chair, bench, edge of your bed, anything that's about, chair height that you can sit on. Okay. So to start this one, kind of explain it first, and then you can give it a try. Set up, you would sit on the edge, or whatever you got, chair, bench, couch, bed, whatever. Okay, hands right next to you. Okay, and then we would just kind of push up, come off the edge here, and then all we're going to do is drop the hips straight down, and then come back up. Okay, using the arms down and up. So what we want to focus on here is as we come down, okay, this forearm here is going to stay vertical. Okay, so as I'm coming down, I'm not leaning forward or backwards, getting past vertical, and then the upper arm is not going below that shoulder height. Okay, we want to just go down far enough to where we hit that 90 degrees and then back up. Okay, so we want to avoid going too deep and kind of causing extra strain on those shoulders. Okay, next thing to think about as we progress through and get stronger, so depending where you're at, you start with those feet under you or out at 90. Okay, the closer your feet are to your body, okay, the easier it's going to be. We'll get more assistance from those legs coming up. on down. Okay, the more you walk those feet out, okay, the harder it's going to be. Okay, until you can get those legs straight out. Again, focusing on just going down to that 90 degrees. Okay. Alright, looks good. Okay, and if you feel any kind of pinching, any kind of soreness as you're doing these, just walk those feet in a little bit. Okay, get some more assistance from the legs. Okay, where we should be able to do, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Okay, looking good. Next one for the lower body, we've got our lunge. So again, same principles as the squat we did last week. So same setup here, you got your feet about hip width apart. Okay, and then all we're gonna do is drive that leg forward. Okay, straight forward, keeping it shoulder or hip width. Okay, what we want to avoid is bringing that foot out and coming over, either crossing over or right in front of that foot. A little too narrow. Don't want it too wide. What that'll do is you drop down, a little extra strain on that back knee there. Okay, so if you turn sideways here, what you'll see, look for here as we go out. Okay, making sure you step out far enough that as you drop the hips, we're going to make a nice 90-degree angle in that leg. Okay, so do a few, step out. See how far you need to step out to make that 90-degree angle. Okay, we want that 90-degree angle so we're not dropping that knee forward if we bring that foot too far in. Okay, that knee is going to drop over the toes again. Okay, and come straight up. Last thing you want to think about is upper body position as you do these. Okay, so as I step forward, everything from the hips up is staying in one line here. Okay, as I come straight down, I come up in that line, back to standing. Okay, what you want to avoid is looking down, having that chest drop forward. Okay, now my line is here when it should be back here. Okay, so do a few right now. Focus on looking forward. Okay, stepping out, dropping the hips straight down, keeping the shoulders over the hips, keeping that head nice and tall, looking forward. Okay. Good. Okay, and our last movement, we've got the plank for our core today. And we'll start with facing the camera here. Same exact setup as the push-up. So we're going in that upper push-up position here. So starting out with that hand placement. Again, we've got our hands right under our shoulders. Okay, not out too wide. Nice strong base here to brace. Okay, and then our inside of the elbows facing forward. So we don't want our elbows collapsing, the inside of our elbows facing each other. One more back. Okay, rotate them out so they're facing forward, so that when we're in that plank position, we're in a nice, good, solid position here. Okay, so if you turn sideways, we see it from this side here. So what we want to look for here, what you want to feel as you're doing these plank, okay, is a nice solid line from your head through the spine, through the hips, through the legs to the feet. Okay, so what that means, so I'm going to start with my head position. So everyone should be looking down a little bit forward. Okay, so if you're looking at a point right between your hands, okay, you just go about, foot out in front of you. Okay, right in the middle, good head position. Okay, so I'm going to start with that head position here, and then making sure that body's in line. Again, if you got a mirror or something, you can look. Okay, use a phone, camera, something. Making sure our hips aren't down Hips aren't too high. Good solid body line, okay? Again, if I'm looking up or forward all the way, my hips are gonna drop a little bit just naturally. As I look down, my hips will come back up a little bit. So good neutral head position. And again, that's really gonna help you in the water, translate, a good body line on land into a good body line in the water, okay? Where it's a little bit harder to perceive kind of what our body's doing in the water, really focusing on a good body line. Because what that'll do, if we can really focus on, controlling our body weight, and manipulating it to have a good body line, we'll be that much better when we get back in the water. And again, that all starts with the head. So we got that head up in the water. You notice your hips kind of sink through, and then we're just kind of plowing through that water. We get a nice neutral head position. Those hips naturally come up, legs right behind us. We're able to cut through that water a little bit more. Okay. Another way you can kind of feel it if you're not controlling that core is when you're swimming. Okay, those hips kind of rocking side to side as we're moving. Okay, that's not connecting in the core. Okay, we want a nice straight body line through that water. Alrighty, any questions on those three main movements? Not, we're gonna end with looking forward to Thursday. What we'll cover Thursday, one of the exercises we'll do is jump rope. Okay, so if you got kind of a thinner jump rope like this, some kind of speed rope, lightweight speed rope to use, that would be ideal. Any jump rope will work. If you don't have one, see if you get one by Thursday. If not, no big deal, work on getting one, and you can just go through the motions on Thursday. Okay, but not only is it a great leg conditioning workout, okay, hopping all over the place, but we'll use it as some good cardio, keep our fitness up as well. Okay, any questions before we wrap it up?